should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna ball. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved.
What's going on, people? Fan Entertainment here from LV1Gaming.com. And congratulations, you guys have leveled up to 111. This is the Double XP Podcast. We have a lot of topics today for you guys. We have an awesome guest who should be dropping some knowledge bombs as we go through. We're going to get started with the introductions. To my right, the man with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
Another week, another Wednesday, y'all. I feel like this is the hardest part of the podcast for me, is always trying to come up with an intro that I didn't already use the week previous. So I'm doing my best, y'all, every time, I promise. But I don't know, man. I'm excited. We got a really dope guest with us, Optimus Code. I'm excited to hear some of what he's got to share. So should be a really good episode. Glad to have everybody with us, as always.
Underneath my box, the floor hugger with the hard R.
I hate.
You love it.
Your box.
You love it.
Ugh. What is up, everybody? How are you doing? It is another week of... Actually, it's been heating up recently with game news. It was pretty slow last week, and this week things have happened, and we got to talk about them. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and I hope our guest here doesn't go running away screaming from us and enjoys what we do here.
To her right, DALLAZ. Man, what's happening?
What's good, bro? So, you was talking about this earlier. I noticed, or you noticed, we noticed that every podcast somebody comments on that song. I appreciate y'all for liking it. I appreciate y'all for even like talking about it. It's just me having fun being stupid. So, other than that, every time we get together, it's nonsense. I really wish somebody was recording the pause-worthy stuff that you said before this, but I'm sure you're going to say some more pause-worthy stuff during this podcast, so let's get it going.
Next up, half man, half God, Demi God Reviews.
What's going on, people? Here to talk about games, women, and wine. Welcome to the guest. Hope you appreciate it. Hope you don't run off, man. And let's get started.
Wait, you here to talk about what?
Finally, somebody says something about that.
It was like, hold on. We talking about what?
Games, women, and wine. You know, the usual, man.
Oh, God.
All right.
Next up, Spartan 117, Halo to the King. What's up, fam?
What's going on, everybody? It's going to be a big week for gaming, and we got a lot to talk about. Hope y'all have been safe out there.
And we do have a guest today for the first time. This is his first time leveling up. And this is a man that I've noticed on social media that's always dropping the truth bombs. Is very knowledgeable when it comes to gaming. And in particular, it's a game that most people are not aware of or refuse to look into facts to become aware of. Optimus Cole, what's up, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing, man? Happy to be here. I appreciate the invite. And I guess I'm here to talk about games, women, and wine.
My man.
So before we dive into today's topic, because today we'd like to talk about, because everybody know tomorrow is a big day, right? It's PS5 day. PlayStation is shutting the shit down tomorrow. But I want to talk about my man Optimus Code here. So if you could, my brother, tell the people a little bit more about who you are and a little bit about your background, if you can.
I don't know. I've been programming for a long time, about 30 years, been gaming for about 45 years. I don't know. I mean, what is it to say? I got into programming because of games. I wanted to build a game, and back then, there was no such thing as a video game programmer. Like, it didn't exist. And I went to my advisors, and I was like, what job is this? And there was no name for it. So you just had to do a bunch of math, and all the programmers were mathematicians that sort of understood functions, and eventually we get what we have now. But I've been programming since way, way back. And right now I've done a couple of games back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Then I did a couple of indie games after that. These days, I do mostly cloud programming, systems architect, solutions architect on both Azure and AWS. But I spend the majority of my time on Twitter arguing with these clowns who just don't want to accept just basic facts. That's about it.
Do you ever see yourself, coding again for gaming, or is that just a part of the past?
No, that's dead, bro. That's dead. I mean, I don't know.
Not even like I would say less more so for a company. What if you decided to make your own game or something like that?
That's even worse. So, and I did that for a while, right? Like, so, yeah. So first we did it, and like the crunch that you hear about, all that stuff, and it was fun at first. It really was. I can't even lie. Like we spent weeks at a time at the office. We would go home once a week to shower, and the whole rest of the time we taking whole baths in the bathroom, and everybody just like chilling. But we was all happy to be there. It was like part of the industry, and it was just amazing and great. Then we ran into like the business of gaming and the realities of that stuff, and I sort of became disenchanted because for me it was like this was back in the days of John Carmack and id Software, and they had made Doom.
Yes,
and it was just like a bunch of guys in their garage, and they was all friends, and they just wanted to make the best product possible, and they just wanted people to enjoy what they built. And that's sort of where we was coming from. But we had a publisher, and like it was just all these rules, and it wasn't as free as we thought it would be. And our creative vision, we didn't really control it. And like I said, I found out about the actual business of gaming, and the business of gaming dominates the art of gaming. And so all the crunch stuff, it was fun for a minute, but after that, it was like, man, I can make a whole lot more money with a whole lot less effort. And so that's the path I took. But it was certainly fun for a while. Then I did build a couple of games on my own. And like I said, that was even worse because then I was responsible for everything. So yeah, I done had enough of all of that, bro. I'm good right where I'm at.
That's what I'm talking about. So with you being someone who has the knowledge and understand what goes on in the back end as far as building games, like how much, I know you spoke about the clowns on Twitter, like how much does it bother you like when you read something that's like, that's 100% wrong, and you ever get to like, I don't have time to explain to you why you're wrong, but you're definitely wrong. Like how much does that bother you when you see all that type of misinformation when it comes to the back end part of gaming and consoles?
That don't really bother me at all. So I'm real tolerant of that stuff because, I mean, it was a point when I didn't know a lot of this stuff myself. And so I have a lot of patience with people that they trying to understand how the pieces fit together, but they don't. And there's so many sources of information out there. It's not surprising that people going to get some stuff wrong, right? It's to be expected. So if I'm on Twitter and I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to explain to them about game design, but then they done heard something else about game design, and so now they confused, and they was like, well, what about this? What about that? Yeah, we'll go through 25 tweets. I don't mind just like explaining to people what's what. The part that frustrates me is when you have people that they don't listen. They just start blindly defending their platform. And then those people, they want to argue with you like, it's not coming from a place of they are genuinely confused and won't help understanding what the truth is. They just want to do anything to make you say that their platform excels in whatever the current topic is. And those are the people that I have a problem with because they get to talking about you lying and you wrong and when was the last time you built a game. And like it was much more recent than the last time you built a game. And so like it's just all of this stuff about like arguing. So those are the ones that annoy me. So I just started blocking them people like right off the bat. One wrong sentence and you out of there.
So there are people who believe because of when you were developing and coding for games, it was a while back that somehow your opinion about what's going on now is wrong. Like you get those type of people that's kind of crazy to think about. Like once knowledgeable, always knowledgeable, I believe.
Well, they don't necessarily say. I mean, it works both ways, right? So let's just say if I say the PlayStation I/O throughput is better than the Series X, then they'll be like, "Oh man, it's been 15 years since you developed a game. You don't know." But then when I say the GPU on the Series X is better than the PlayStation, and they'll be like, "You can ask Optimus. He's a game dev. Like
because he agrees with my opinion." Yeah.
Exactly. It's just whatever fits the narrative that they want to push, they spin it either direction.
Oh man, I bet that's frustrating. You know one thing I do want to let everybody know, if you follow Optimus Code on Twitter, which his handle is on the screen right now. Don't be a sock account. He will block you without hesitation. The block party be real on Twitter on a daily basis. But
yeah, man.
Like I was saying, it's super dope to have you here talking with us today, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out. I know you've been going through the ringer with podcasts as of late. You're a hot commodity. Everyone wants to get a piece of you, man. I appreciate you coming out and rocking with the WXP podcast today. So I do want to
no doubt, man.
I do want to get to the topics, and I will start with you, Optimus Code. Because one thing on this podcast we don't do very often is talk spec and power. We're more on the gaming culture, video game side of things. But one thing I do want to talk about is one thing that I saw. It was it's an article, and I believe it was the developers from Ori, where they were saying how the developers will have to work around the slower SSDs, for other consoles. Yeah. So I want to ask you and ask the panel, like, how much you guys think that's going to affect what we see from games from the PS5? Is it where the developers are going to say, all right, man, we can't do this because that's so far behind what the SSD on the PS5 is doing, so we're going to have to hold the game back, or it's on a case where it's only the first-party developers really taking advantage of what the SSD on the PS5 can do?
Well, you want me to go first? Because I've been doing a lot of talking, man. There's a lot of people on the panel. Are you sure?
Yeah, definitely.
From us every week, man. We're trying to hear from you today.
Definitely want to hear from you first, no doubt.
All right, well, I mean, everything that Ori developer said is 100% true. And again, that's because, like, they're not indie developers, right? Like, they have a publisher. Microsoft is publishing their titles. And when you enter into agreements with these publishers, you have certain deliverables, certain milestones. And the publisher decides who your target audience is. And the publisher always wants to maximize their investment. So if I'm spending you, I don't know, if I'm cashing you out $500,000 to build me this game, it is in my best interest for that game to be as accessible by as many people as possible. So as the publisher, I'm not going to want to reduce my install base potential. So that's when Ori developers was talking about this thing called the lowest common denominator. And what that basically means is you have to build it, well, you have to design in scope of the lowest hardware that the game want to run on that you want to target, which is on the PC, the minimum spec PC, on average, if you look at Steam, I just did this last night actually, the average minimum spec PC is a GTX 960 with a mechanical hard drive. And if developers want to make sure that their game is approachable by that lower end PC market, then they have to design the game such that it is runnable on that hardware. And people often confuse game design with game development. And those are not the same things, and people often conflate them as if they were the same. Game design happens well before you may not even have a developer when you come up with your game design. The very first stage of the game process, if you want to, like, the creative vision, is you build this thing called a design doc or a design document. For short, you call it a design doc. And most companies will have more than one design doc. And that's basically your idea for your game and how you want it to be, and just like a bunch of like details about what the game would be if it was able to be built. And then eventually, if you can get that design funded, then you may build a prototype, or if you know some people or you in good with some people, you may can even build a prototype before you get it funded or whatever. But either way, at some point, that design turns into an actual development process. So game design and game development are very different. Once the game reaches development, then the dev team does everything in their power to bring the original vision of that design to fruition in the form of a game. And never underestimate the power of a dev team, especially if they're passionate. I've seen them work miracles, stuff that I thought just like there's no way they're gonna be able to pull this off, and they have. So never really underestimate a dev team. So even with low hardware, they can do amazing things. but the design is what's compromised. The design has been held back way before the game ever even started being built. But what they do is they take the design and then they look at the available hardware, and so they start to scale up the graphical fidelity. So what you get is you get the same game, but it'll look better and better on different versions of hardware, but the game is fundamentally the same. So they'll have more polygons, they'll have higher settings, they'll have higher res textures, they may have a greater field of vision, but at the end of the day, the game is going to play identical to that lower end counterpart because all they're doing is graphical enhancements. An example of something where the design, so say for example, if let's just say you wanted, say Forza, you're playing Forza and you wanted 400 cars in a race, and you want each one of those cars to have non-scripted AI because you have a neural net running on the GPU, and every car, every driver is doing things because it organically learned it through machine learning and no developer programmed it. Well, that will require almost all of the GPU for the Series X. So because they can't get all of the power because they have to run on like a GTX 960, they may give you like 15 car races with that same AI or whatever, but they have to start taking the design down. Those 15 racers will look beautiful, but they can't do a thing where we're playing Halo and on my screen, because I have a higher polygon, I have a higher GPU, they're drawing 10,000 enemies on my screen, and on your screen with your little GPU, they drawing 15 because your hardware can't handle 10,000. So because we both have to be the same, I will also be reduced to 15. I'll just have a better looking 15 than you.
Gotcha. Like that's deep, bro. Like I never even myself looked at it that way. Like, yeah, you could have the most prettiest and well looking game, but like you meant to have 30 items and you end up having a beautiful 3 when it could have been 30. Like that's
exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. So I kind of look at the panel thoughts on this. Like, for the most part, the panel here are mostly multi-platform, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC, PlayStation. What are your thoughts about this, man? Like, do y'all feel like, there's a possibility that we might get gimped this gen? Like, there'll be some games that are more like, designed more like this gen and not that true next-gen experience besides, oh, yeah, this is 4K, this is 60 frames per second, but where is me flying on a Stormbird on Horizon Zero Dawn across the entire map? Like, y'all feel like we're gonna get gimped this gen? Like, this is really gonna be just a bump up from what we have already? Just because one company might be doing something far in advance than the other one?
I think it's gonna start that way. I think some of the games are gonna be kind of like, oh, this could have probably ran on last gen, but that's kind of how console generations work. They usually start off kind of slow, and then once the developers get more familiar with the hardware and stuff like that, then game, they start to look better and run better and stuff like that. So.
I agree
It's
with
probably
Meek.
possible we'll see a little bit of both. Like somebody's got to be taking advantage of that hardware. So
Well, definitely first party will. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, Sony's first party when it comes to their SSD, they're never gonna take advantage. And of course, Microsoft with their first party games are gonna truly harness the power of the GPU and the CPU. I think
in some cases, will you even know? Unless you're really looking for it, would you even know?
yes and no, because it gets to the point where like we're talking about design. Like, man, like this is dope, but it should have been like this. Well, should have been on a bigger scale. Like, yeah, this is dope, but man, this could have been bigger. Like, this is just another version of what we're already getting. For instance, like we talked about Horizon Zero Dawn, they wanted you to be able to scale across the entire map, instantaneously, but they couldn't do it because of the limitations of the PS4, right? So with the PS5 and Horizon Zero Dawn 2, the developer can actually give you the game that they thought they could make with the PS4. Well, and like I said, it worked both ways because unless they tell us, we kind of won't truly know what they really wanted to do with the game. But most of the issues will come from third party.
Can I speak to that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I think that's an interesting question, and I do think it depends. I think your answer is exactly right. It depends. But one thing that we're after, and it's already happening. So one thing that we want as a community, we want to be a more informed and a smarter community. The things that gaming companies could get away in the 90s, they can't today, and it's simply because the gamers know so much more about the industry than they did before. So by that I mean, like on PC, like they don't charge for online, and it's not because they don't want to, but it's because that crowd, that demographic is not going to allow it, because they are much more informed and they realize on their platform to pay for something like that is just like ludicrous. So because they know that and because they speak with their wallets, then they get certain things because they are able to take advantage of their knowledge. As console gamers, we are also educated and we are getting better and better at demanding best from these companies and from these organizations. So when you say, will you know? It depends. Sometimes you may not because the experience is just so good that you can't tell, but then sometimes you will. And like the example that I use is if you had a PS1 game, but it was ray traced in 60 frames per second and then 4K, would you not be able to tell the mechanics of that game is from 15 years ago as to a game that you play today? So it really does just depend, but it's certainly the place where as a community, we are gaining more and more awareness of the little tricks and shortcuts that developers take because of a compromised vision.
That makes sense.
Hey, Kevin, any thoughts about this, man? Any thoughts when we wrap up the tech talk and get into talking about these games?
I mean, there's a lot of it, man. And so to kind of set the baseline here, our guest Optimus Code knows stuff from the professional perspective, from the industry perspective. I only know technology as far as from a like consumer perspective. That's all I've ever delved into it. It's never been my work or anything like that. So everything I know about computers or about technology and hardware has been from me looking online, being like, I need to research this stuff. So I'm almost that dude that he's talking about, or that person that he's talking about a lot of times, where it's like, oh, they try and come in and question your opinion without really knowing their stuff. Except I don't question experts. I'm very clear about, hey, there's a line between this is fun for me and I try and read some stuff, and this guy's done it for a living. So I can draw that distinction. So I know where he's coming from there. But yeah, it's wild, man. I think we're dangerously close, and I feel like we touched on this in a podcast not too long ago. I feel like we're dangerously close to that next leap where you can't really do much more in terms of graphics. You can't really do much more in terms of like the actual, like what's going to be presented to me visually anyway, because you're approaching such realistic textures and stuff already. Like we're almost there. The next step has to be somewhere in VR, I think, is the next realm where you can start adding tactile features or like sensory features where I smell things, I feel things differently. But I don't know when that's going to happen. But for right now, man, I think the greatest thing I can take away from what he said is listen to experts. They tend to know what they're talking about. And it's rare to find such a nicely unbiased opinion. Like you don't have any allegiance to one platform or another. You can give that truly kind of neutral stance. So that's I guess all I really got to say. Listen to the experts, man. Don't listen to me. I'm just some dude. Too much shit on me.
Y'all know we don't really have like mini podcasts where we actually learn stuff. This is like Nerd Sesame Street right now.
Well, I want to caution that, like, don't just listen to the experts. Like, anybody can be wrong, right? Like,
that's true.
You like engage in the conversation. The thing is, just don't argue with people out of some. I don't know. You feel like you need to defend your platform at all costs, and so you got righteous indignation at the mere thought that an SSD could be faster than yours. That type of stuff.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah, but you at least giving us something to research on our own. You telling us, you giving us the information, because in some cases I probably wouldn't even know where to start. I'd just be looking at Google forever and not knowing what to type in.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yo, so before we get started, who dropped Shrek Mind?
We ain't looking.
I can't get this out of my.
I ain't looking at your weird.
You can't unsee it, can you?
You can't unsee that, yo.
Man,
Jesus.
I could apologize in advance.
Oh my God. Yo, so we definitely gonna move on here. So tomorrow is Jesus Shrek Mind, man.
I knew I was gonna bake you with that one.
Tomorrow is a highly anticipated day. The PS5 reveal games will be tomorrow. So we're seeing, for some reason on PlayStation, it's showing that it's going to be 2 hours. Some people saying it's going to be an hour and a half. Regardless of the fact, it's going down tomorrow. It's going to be an incredible 2 weeks, if you own a PlayStation, plan on a PS5. Number one, we got The Last of Us 2 next week. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. But tomorrow, we got the PS5 games reveal. A lot of people are speculating on things that we can be seeing, whether it's Spider-Man 2, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, which will ever come out. Whenever it comes out, it'll be game of the year because, Baloy is where it's at. But I kind of want to get the panel's thoughts on what we can see tomorrow. Are you guys expecting, multiple first-party games? How many exclusives you guys planning on seeing? Are we going to finally see anything besides the console price? I want to get the panel's thoughts. I want to go around the ring and get y'all thoughts on or even a prediction of what we're going to see tomorrow. And I want to start with you, Kevin.
You start with me?
Yeah, not that big old dog that's barking through somebody's microphone.
Puppy.
So I think you're right. I think we will see some Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I have a feeling we'll see something like that. And I think I mentioned this last week. I think we are going to finally see what the console will look like. Biggest question for me, whether or not they're going to be the first one to drop price. I don't know. I'm sure Microsoft is eagerly sitting back like, please drop price first. We'd love that, just from a competitive standpoint. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think it's going to be a lot of like third-party stuff.
Ooh, people don't want to hear that, dog. They want an hour and a half of exclusives.
I know, but what people gotta realize is it's not about what you want. It never is. It pretty much never is. It's about what they are ready to show you, because they're gonna get your money one way or another. Like, we're all locked in. None of us is gonna quit gaming over any of this, so we're locked in. They've got us for life. They're gonna take their time. It's more about, they're more concerned with how does what I do impact what Microsoft's gonna do over how does what I'm going to do impact what my consumers will respond with, because they know they've got us already. They ain't worried about that.
Hey, Demi God, you there? No, Demi. There we go. You there, Demi?
Yeah.
Hey. So I want to get your thoughts tomorrow. And also, you think we getting that new SOCOM? Everybody keep wanting? Because every time we hear predictions, I always hear SOCOM. Every time.
That's bro. SOCOM is dead in the water. H-Hour
Yeah.
is never coming. Let it be. Relax. You guys are okay. I can tell you one thing we're gonna see tomorrow. One thing, and this is probably the worst held secret ever. We're gonna see that Silent Hill.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that.
I'm hearing way too much about Silent Hill besides Dead by Daylight. Silent Hill reveal. So we're seeing that tomorrow. I'm still keeping my hopes for Sunset Overdrive 2.
Please,
Or
God.
Sunset Overdrive port.
I want no port. Just give me a sequel. I already played the original game.
They're gonna
What if the
show.
sequel's worse than the original?
It happens.
It does.
It happens.
Too often.
I wouldn't be down.
Too
for it.
often. We're gonna see console. We're gonna see price. We're gonna see third party stuff, because third party is gonna third party. But we're not gonna see too many exclusive things. I don't think they got so many exclusives ready in the tuck to show off right now. Probably just teasers and hints and stuff like that, but nothing that's crazy ready. We're gonna see more Godfall, of course.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Godfall. Yeah.
I do think, to kind of piggyback off of Demi was saying, when people think about, the first party exclusives we can possibly see tomorrow, you got to think about a lot of the Sony first party studios either are about to release a game in the next days or next month, or they just released a game, or they are almost obligated to work on a sequel on a game. So I think when people are focused on trying to see new AAA first party IPs, I think you'd be lucky to get one tomorrow. That's just me personally. But I do want to ask you, Demi, before I move on to the next person, because you brought up Sunset Overdrive 2. Insomniac, if you had to choose what they need to be working on right now, is it Ratchet & Clank, Sunset Overdrive, or Spider-Man?
Give me that Spider-Man, dog. No doubt.
Yeah.
With more story, less side missions this time, please.
Oh, that was the worst thing about. Hey, go catch these 15 pigeons.
I'll rock with that pigeon mission because it was a swinging test.
Exactly.
Relax.
Thank you.
But you did it like 47 times.
Yeah,
And
didn't
the
do it
smog
47
stuff and the
times.
car thing.
Let's go up here and get this fog. Now go get this other fog. Like, bro, that got redundant like real fast.
Bro, but you enjoyed the swinging, so I don't know what the problem is.
I'm just saying, like, give us more story stuff, less side stuff.
Like
it made me stop enjoying the swinging, is what it did.
Really?
oh
What?
wow.
You serious?
Yes,
Stop
dude.
playing.
If that
There's
made
only
you
so
stop
many times
enjoying
you can
the
go
swing,
tell me to
should've been
swing
doing
through a
it.
cloud for so many different reasons before I'm like, bro, I'm
Thank
just
you,
swinging through a cloud.
Snips.
Let me do
Okay.
something else, please.
What's the
That, those
Citizen-
missions are how I learned to like stop in midair and take a picture before
Yes.
Exactly.
I didn't really look at it like, okay, so I'm doing something that I like to do, which is the traversal part, but you're just giving me an objective. So it didn't really matter to me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying swinging mindlessly, so if you give me something to do it for, it's not really a big deal.
Plus dodging
Yeah,
the lightning
that's
in that
the
one
deal.
mission was fun. That was fun.
And
That
then
was
they
super
switched it
fun.
up every now
Anytime
and then.
somebody
They
says
gave you a
dodging
spider
lightning,
bite
I just think of
pilot
Final Fantasy
every
X.
now and then.
Ugh. Now that's
Yeah.
bad memories.
Fame
Honestly, I had
What was that
a
code?
better time with that than I did with that Chocobo race. That
Hold
Chocobo
on.
race.
Hold on.
ended
What
my
was that
life,
code?
I'm saying to you, Fame, and to Citizen, I want you to know y'all credibility is dropping by the minute.
dude. Wait,
No, don't get me wrong. I love Spider-Man. I was there day
Spider-Man.
one.
credibility?
I beat the game within a couple of days. I love Spider-Man. I love the game. I love the story. The end had me in my feelings. I was in my feelings because I didn't see that coming. I am praying to God we really get to play as Miles in Spider-Man 2. I just want less trivial
I didn't beat the game.
missions.
Spoilers.
Hey,
Why did I say that was spoiler-ish?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I was about to say.
Now, if you hadn't beat that game, your credibility is going down, bucko.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, you didn't beat Spider-Man. Your credibility is.
I got the platinum of Spider-Man, dog. I played the hell out that game.
Facts.
real quick,
Yeah,
I just want to point this out. I was looking at chat and B Money was like, I expect to see Ratchet, and then Rain G4 was like, I met a Ratchet yesterday. If that ain't the shit that I would say,
Yo!
Wow.
Jesus. Hugger.
Sometimes I hate y'all.
My
Sometime.
right hand one man. What we saying tomorrow? What are you expecting tomorrow?
I mean, we'll never see a SOCOM game because that was a partnership with the military, and that's not going to happen anymore. Maybe we'll see some Ratchet and Clank. I just like Ratchet and Clank because I've been playing it for so long. Maybe we'll see some Spyro news. Who knows? Spyro is always relevant. I don't care what people say. Maybe Killzone, because every console is launched with a Killzone game.
Yep.
Definitely Horizon 2, because Aloy.
Bayloy.
Glorious. Maybe Life of Black Tiger 2.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
And then
Imagine
I
they
think
hyped that up the entire show just to show that at the.
they would have to be listening to our show. They'd be like, I'm gonna get these guys. And then maybe Haze 2.
Yo, you
Or Black or Meg, all those other horrible ones.
now.
Oh, Black! Whoa! Really? You
Black
didn't
wasn't a
like
bad
Black
game.
hasn't aged well. It hasn't aged well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That game was ahead of its time.
Oh, Nat says Infamous. Maybe we'll see another Infamous. I doubt it, but maybe.
Listen, we all know if we don't see NAC 3 tomorrow, it's a L. If we don't see NAC 3.
I hate you sometimes.
You know, Mark Cerny loves Nat. We probably will get a.
Optimus Cole, I mean, what do you expect to see tomorrow, man? Like we seeing multiple first party games, bunch of multiplats, a console, a price. What we seeing tomorrow, bro?
Well, let me tell you this little funny story first, man. So I'm being courted by this defense contractor, and I'm kind of liking working in the private sector, but they keep coming at me like they keep making the deal sweeter and sweeter. So I'm like, all right, let me listen to what y'all saying. So they scheduled me for this coding challenge. So I passed the first one. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Here, we're going to give you another one. Because you passed that one too fast. So we're going to give you another one. So I'm like, okay. And we set it up. This was like a month ago. We set it up for June 11th. Bro, why did they change the date
To the 19th.
from last week? Bro, they changed it to tomorrow, and they are doing it right in the middle of my coding challenge.
Here's my question though. How is it? Hang on, you did too good on this first one, so we're gonna give you a second one. Like, wait a minute, whoa. Like, was I supposed to do bad? Like what?
Well, I mean, it's standard interview questions, and people like study them, so they just try to make sure that you actually able to come up with these solutions on your own. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm not gonna even be able to concentrate on that thing, wondering what's going on. That's in the middle of this dang on thing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Y'all be tripping, man.
Hugger, get the hell out the podcast. Get the hell out the
Why
podcast.
would you do that?
Reggie, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't deal.
So much.
I can't deal.
You need to kill that little feature, bro.
Oh.
Probably for the best.
Oh my God. Jesus.
So,
Sorry.
Hugger, what was you thinking of when you seen that picture you posted?
I was thinking of Dallas because that shit killed me. And I knew he was Ukulele.
Y'all don't have to fire me. I quit.
Shout out to the meme box. Which the meme box, here's the thing, the meme box was originally never supposed to be seen. It was for us to laugh on the back end. Then people kept saying, what are y'all laughing about all the time? So we said, you know what? We'll let y'all see it. And then we had a couple of people like, oh man, y'all are childish. Y'all are childish. Y'all need to grow up. And then people was like, oh, the meme box is dope. Like, keep going. So you're like, you know what? Screw it. We're going to keep it going. But every once in a while, somebody comes with something. Jesus.
And it's usually me. No, actually, it was you that one time with the small packages thing.
Calm down. We're going to forget about that. We're going to forget about that.
Oh no.
So, Optimus Cole, before we was interrupted with that meme, any chance we see that box in price tomorrow?
I doubt it, man. I think it's just going to be games revealed, and at a future date, we're going to see the system and get a price. And then hear more of the OS features, too. So I heard they have a lot of innovations as far as what the OS does and integrate it into the games. So, yeah, I think tomorrow's just going to be game reveal.
I'm with that. Just an hour and a half, just boom, 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 boom. I think it's what people want. People don't really want to hear talking. They don't care about, A, B, C. They want to see what games are coming and what they look like. Now, I want to ask the panel this. How much, because we know what Microsoft did the first time when they showed that third-party, had the third-party show, and they showed a lot of trailers. Are we seeing gameplay for these games tomorrow? Because you got to think about it. A lot of the first-party stuff is probably early in production.
Okay, like what's the definition? The Ubisoft definition of gameplay or like the regular definition of gameplay?
The regular version of gameplay, not the Valhalla stuff. Like I don't expect a deep dive like we got last week. I don't expect a deep dive, right? But how much like, oh man, this game looks dope. Oh, that's how it plays? Bet. That's what I'm going to be experiencing with the controller in my hand. Like how much are we getting that tomorrow?
I don't know.
Oh, everybody
I
disappeared.
think we're gonna
now,
get. I think we're gonna very least we're gonna get like gameplay trailers where it's like it'll kind of show like cinematics, but it'll show like tidbits of the actual gameplay just to give it like a small idea of what's coming. But if it's like a game that we haven't even seen before, we're probably just gonna get like cinematic.
And, you know, cinematics ain't always that bad. But Dallas, I ain't heard from you yet, bro. Our resident PlayStation man who created the level 1 anthem with only his PlayStation in mind. What we getting tomorrow, fam?
Subscribe to his OnlyPans.
Subscribe to his OnlyPans.
More than my PlayStation was in mind, because I definitely mentioned Toonami. And I definitely mentioned the Powerpuff Girls. So I just didn't mention. I'm trying to think of a good Xbox game mascot, but do y'all have one?
Wow.
God.
Wow.
Nah, but you know I suck with the prediction stuff. I like to roast what's coming out once it comes out. But let me see. Let's talk about what I hope to see. Y'all already hit neck on the head.
You for real? I was joking.
Nah, y'all already hit neck on the head. Let's see.
I mean, they do need a family-friendly title to launch with.
I want them to go ahead and say that we're gonna have Spider-Man and Tony Hawk. Just go ahead and do that. Go ahead and give us back that hand, like the finger, so I can fingerboard across everything. Go ahead and give us that right there, because that's important. Go ahead and let us know that there'll never be another Jack game made. I'm so down for that.
You don't want another Jack game?
No.
You don't Jack, Sly Cooper? A Sly Cooper, I wouldn't mind that.
No.
I wouldn't mind.
Sly Cooper, hella bad.
You
Go ahead
what?
and give us another PlayStation All Stars, since we got some more.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about
OnlyPans.
that.
He posts lots of feet pics. Go subscribe to his OnlyPans. He talking mad disrespect about Sly Cooper.
Whoa, why you don't like Sly Cooper?
Damn
Damn
Send him a
it!
picture of your foot-long schlong.
Whoa, time out!
I missed the first part of that sentence, and like the last part just automatically just slapped me in the ear. So what?
This is why don't nobody come back to the podcast.
What?
Jeez.
Yo, Sly Cooper need to be done. Period.
Wow.
See, I would rather a Jack and Dax.
I really though, like this has already been said, but I really want to see something about Spider-Man 2. I really want to see it. And on the side,
I'm not trying to see another SoCal, man.
Oh no, heck no. For what? I didn't play the first SoCon.
What?
What are we talking about?
What?
I didn't. I just wasn't interested. And on the side of that,
You didn't play SOCOM? You okay?
I don't play Call of Duty now.
Well, that's
That's
fair.
not the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't play.
SOCOM was never a Call of Duty.
What else? Like none of those shooters like
Oh.
that. None of those super popular shooters. I'm not really into it.
There's still something that nobody else has actually mentioned, though.
Uh-oh, what you got?
Oh,
I'll let Dallas finish first. I'll go last.
Because I want to ask about
I'm
a
gonna
few
let you
rumors.
finish.
I'm actually pretty like hyped for Horizon, whether they show it or not. And like you know this, like Fame from what I just put in your article, that like nobody asked for that. Like nobody was looking for that, but I had to like show some type of love to Horizon because it's been a minute. Yeah, but I'm not really too good with the prediction talk because I like to see what comes out and then roast it to all hell unless PlayStation does it, in which I praise it to all hell.
Boy.
Wow. But I do want to ask y'all, I saw a couple of images, I'm sure they were fake. Well, any chance, remember when Street Fighter 5 was announced as exclusive to PlayStation, like that was big, right? It prompted Phil Spencer to come out and was like, yo, like we're gonna do something for y'all, like to make up for Street Fighter 5 being exclusive, which he never did. But I keep seeing this image of Street Fighter 6. Anything Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16. Any chance we seeing that tomorrow?
Not Final Fantasy 16. Never.
Why
It's way
not?
too
It's
quick.
time. Wait, when did 15 come out?
2015, I think.
Yeah. But it took 10 years to develop it.
I mean, they can announce it, and then we sit back and wait. I mean, look how long we've been waiting for other games.
I mean, that's what they did do, yeah.
Look how long we wait.
I mean, they could come out with another tactics game.
Nah, we good.
Hold up,
What?
look. If
Stop it.
anybody, people keep saying like in regards to certain games, like look how long we've been waiting for. Look, if Streets of Rage can go quiet from 1993 to 2020, any game can make a different story.
I'll give you
I
that.
mean, we've been waiting 10 plus years for Cyberpunk, so
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, trust me, like that game. Like I actually went to the Wikipedia and like look, like you'll see like 1991, 1992, 1993, and then there's this giant gap of nothing, and then boom, Streets of Rage 4. So if any game can like make a sudden sequel out of nowhere, any company can pull it off.
Okay, then let's
think
get another
so.
Clay Fighter.
No, that doesn't
another
no.
virtual fighter.
Man,
Clay
she gotta
fighter.
stop, man. She is out of control.
I didn't think nobody was going like, yo, really? Really?
Nobody said anything. I was like,
Hugger
y'all
been-
just gonna let that go?
Hugger been prepping her memes like all week, you can tell. Jesus.
I really have.
So does anybody want to come with one, just one off the wall thing like you really want to see? Something that maybe that's absolutely left, but something like you really want to see tomorrow out of that show? Like, what is the one thing you want to see? Like, this has to happen.
I'm just waiting on my turn. That's all.
Meat, go ahead, bro. What's happening tomorrow, bro? I
was
didn't
like-
forget about you, B. I
Okay.
didn't forget about you.
I don't know. He forgets about me every time. Every time we go around the panel, I'm always the one to forget. It's on purpose. I know.
You know why?
Exactly. You know why? I get it. So
Why?
apparently, nobody's talking about the Naughty Dog tweeted out, said something about Thursday, and you know how they do like when they introduce their games, it says like a Naughty Dog game. They tweeted out a picture of that, and they said something about Thursday. So my prediction, either it's going to be a new IP, or it's going to be the multiplayer for The Last, which I'm kind of hoping.
And it's gonna be on PC. It's gonna be on PC.
I don't think it's gonna.
Watch. Watch.
That'd be
The
cool.
Last of Us
Anyway,
multiplayer will be on PC.
I mean, it could be, but I'm hoping more it's like a new IP. I don't think it's going to be an Uncharted. I think they're taking a break.
Where you getting that info from, bro?
They tweeted out a
You getting
picture
that
of. They tweeted out a picture. They had like the little.
Not you.
Oh.
Not you. Fame.
Huh?
Where you getting that info from?
Huh?
Where you getting that info from?
Huh?
No, it's not.
Bro?
The Last of Us 2 multiplayer will be on PC. It's going to be their first.
Oh.
Okay. It's going to launch day and date as a standalone on PC with PlayStation.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's a really good idea, actually.
I don't see it happening.
It's happening.
Why not?
What a proof.
You don't need proof.
You just make a crazy point. You don't need proof. I said so. Okay.
Just I'm telling you.
Oh,
And here it does a couple of things. One, it continues Sony's toe dip into PC gaming, and number two, it's not really like, it's not the actual first party game. It's not the actual game. It's not first party. It's not the actual Last of Us game. It's the multiplayer. And Sony have already clarified and said that some of their multiplayer offerings will also be on other platforms. They're not talking about Xbox. So they have to be talking about PC. And I didn't see none of the stuff, but I know some people saying that they end up seeing, some multiplayer gameplay, and just from a couple of rumblings, that's gonna be the one that kicks it off. It's gonna be on PC as well.
That's the one.
That's what's gonna kick it
Here's the
off.
thing.
Be the
Do you
Last
think it's
of Us
gonna be
Resistance.
crossplay? Do you think it's going to be like PC players playing again?
No, it's gonna be a crossplay. And from Sony's perspective, this type of game will maybe influence PC only users to go and want to actually buy PS5 or 4 or whatever to play the actual Last of Us game.
So let me ask a question real quick. For the people on the panel, are y'all those types that don't want PlayStation exclusives going to PC?
Oh, they need to.
I mean,
I'm for it.
I'm
I
excited to
honestly,
play
I think
most
it's
of my
I
stuff
play
on my
a game
PC. I want
and I
everything
enjoy
available
it.
everywhere. That's what I want.
Exactly. I want everybody to be able to play it because I need to be able to talk about it with somebody, and not everybody's gonna have a PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, I'm the same. Like, I kid around on Twitter because I don't like PCMR, so I always like make jokes about they don't have no exclusives. But at the end of the day, I think that'd be great for everybody if it was a little more open like that, and
I don't
Sony had just their own launcher and their own store.
I don't think Sony's gonna go full in on like
Not day and date.
I think
no
they're gonna-
time
Oh, I
soon.
don't think they are either, but I think it would
even
be
on
great.
day and day. I think that what they're gonna do is they're gonna give like certain games, like ones that have been kind of like out for a while, and then but like they're still gonna have like their main exclusives. Like I don't think we're gonna see Horizon or The Last. Maybe we might see God of War.
Guarantee you, along with Bloodborne, we're going to get.
I think Bloodborne will.
That's happening. The original Last of Us game will be on PC, and the God of War PS4 version will be on PC. I'm telling you right now.
I see Dave's Gone hitting PC.
Yeah, Days.
I think people who wouldn't want to see these games like be on PC are kind of in a minority. It's not a.
And look,
popular
I'm looking
thing.
forward to the meltdown. I really.
I'm also looking at Gran Turismo possibly hitting PC.
Dreams gonna be on
That's
PC.
Yeah, Dream. See, Dreams would do really good on. Have like a shared community section for that game, like just to see people create stuff like that. That could actually be really efficient.
Listen, I'm all for these companies making more money so they don't raise the price of video. Like, do something besides microtransactions and raising the price of games from 60 to 70, 70 to 80. I'm all for them making more money. The more money they make, the more games I make, and made a possibility of them not jacking the price up on certain stuff. So if they believe that they can put older titles and not go day and day like Microsoft, they can put older titles on PC and PC players will buy. I guarantee you, those PC players who didn't have a PS3 or a PS4 and they get the original Last of Us game, is probably gonna sell just as much as Last of Us 2 on PS4.
Dude, even for me, so like I own a PS4 Pro, and if you release one of the PS4 like classics or games that I need to play that's in my backlog on PC, I'm more liable to play it just because I spend more time on my PC. That's where I happen to be most of the time. So, and that's just me. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but I feel like I really don't understand the negative to making your game available on more platforms. I don't get it, other than people getting their feelings hurt because they assign loyalty to some company for whatever reason.
With Sony, if Sony does it, and they, of course, we all in the same boat, if they won't go day and date, it entices people to go out and buy their platform. It does. If you play The Last of Us, like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest games of all time, you're going to wait another 10, 15 years to play Last of Us 2? No, you're going to go buy a PS5 or PS4.
Go buy it.
Yeah. Sorry. Floor Hugger, you need to talk because Reggie ain't having it.
You're not having your time.
I think people forget, especially the people that get the most butthurt, is that when it comes to another console, it gives the games another life. Like Fallout 1, 2, all of them, and every Bethesda game ever made still has an active community that's still modding the games and keeping those games alive. I stopped playing my console versions years ago, but I'll play them on PC like a couple times a year. If the game comes to PC, and this isn't just advocating because I like to play it on PC, it keeps the community alive. And usually PC, you can data mine, you can fix things, and then those fixes can get back to the developers. I mean, not Bethesda, because their games have been broken for 20 years, but you can find things and you can fix things. I don't know. I'm not brand loyal. I don't have anything to it. I just want to play video games with my friends, and I don't really care whatever people are arguing about nowadays. It's like, okay, have fun. You don't buy my consoles. You don't buy my games.
Let me ask you this, Hugger. So it came out yesterday that Persona 4 Golden looks like it's coming to PC. So that made me start to believe like that can't be it. And I know a lot of people are wanting Persona 5 on PC. A lot of people are, I forgot what the RC whatever it's called for them people have been playing the Atlas like take it down. So do you think, Hugger, this is the opening for the other Persona games, including Persona 5, to come to PC? Or would do you want it on PC? Would you play it?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, yeah. definitely. I mean, you guys know I'm a fan of emulation, so I've already played Persona, but you god dang right I'm gonna sink 300 more hours into Persona 4 when it comes on PC. I don't know. I think it's dumb when people have been begging for years to not put it on when you already have people that are be like, yes, I will buy whatever version you put on. Royal, you're gonna do that? The basic, you're gonna do that? Cool, golden, give it to me. I don't know. It's dumb to deny a market, especially the older games like 1 and 2. We talked about this on Spawncast. They're so hard to find the physical discs for them anymore. It's like, just put it out there and let people enjoy the games who enjoy them. I don't know.
I feel you 100%. Cole, what do you think, man? You think this is gonna start that flood to these Persona games, Persona 5 and other games coming to PC? Because it was dope for Yakuza wasn't previously on PC, and then it came finally, and the people have been loving playing those. And it also came to Xbox. So do you think this is a sign of it coming? You know, Persona 5 also coming to PC and also possibly coming to another console?
Man, I don't know, but I agree with what Hugger said. I hope so. Honestly, I don't know. I'm sure they've done plenty of studies and calculations and analytics, and they have a plan in place. I think for Sony in particular, they have to work on messaging for their base before they do too much. Microsoft has prepared its base for multiple years, so they expect things day and date on PC, and they've grown to adjust it. Now they've had time to adjust to it. The PS fan base, their core hasn't really had time, and when they announced just like a 2,000-year-old game is coming to PC, you see all these meltdowns and all this dumb trash. So they have to be very careful with messaging. But if it were up to me, yeah, everything would be everywhere.
You like everywhere, day one, day and date. You don't think that'll stifle competition?
If it were up to me, yeah, absolutely no, because I just think it would move the competition. I think that Sony and Microsoft both make money off of the box itself, right? Like not the sales of the box, but they get a percentage of every title sold on the box. Right. So Sony gets money more than just their own games.
Yeah.
They get a cut of Call of Duty, they get a cut of FIFA or whatever. So it is in their best interest to have the box and to make sure that as many people are playing games on their box as possible. So then that would just motivate them to have more features built into the box itself. I'm not going to lie, like having those exclusives definitely draws people to the platform. That's the way it's been for years. But I can definitely envision a world where everything goes everywhere and there are other features about the box that keep them loyal to a particular brand over another. The same way you have some people are just NVIDIA diehard, some people are AMD, some people Intel, and they fight, but it's still the same platform, but you have this like people that are fanatics for a particular brand, even within the same platform.
Mm-hmm. Code's right. Even if it's day and day, everything gets the same. Get rid of timed exclusive. There's people that are loyal to their brand that aren't going to deviate from that, no matter if it comes out, no matter where. Like, biggest example, the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, when that came out, it was an Xbox exclusive for 6 months. And then it came out on PlayStation on the 20th anniversary. I know more people that held out for the 20th anniversary edition than when it first came out.
Facts.
If you're loyal to your brand, you're loyal. Doesn't matter where it's coming out.
Actual factuals.
Yeah, there's none of those PS or Xbox fanboys, whichever one. No matter which one you see on Twitter nowadays, none of them is going to be like, oh, this game's available on everything now, so I'm going to suddenly switch platforms now. They're going to stick with what they like, and they're going to keep talking crap about everything else, because that's what they do. That's their entire personality.
About the only thing will change, the meta on Twitter will change drastically when you lose those bragging rights.
Oh, yeah, everything changes. Yeah. It's a whole different scene. It's actually livable for a lot of the times. But do we have anything else you guys want to get to, Hugger? Do you have anything else before we ease on down the road? Or I guess before I say that, in the description, there's a link to the Last of Us 2 giveaway that we are doing. Winner will be announced on the podcast on the, I don't want to be wrong here, 24th. We'll announce the winner during the podcast on the 24th. The link is in the description. We're giving away a copy of The Last of Us 2. Hit that link, and it's really simple to enter to win.
Physical copy.
Physical
right?
copy. Yes, it is a physical copy. Yep. And with the way the world is right now, if it's supposed to be there in 2 days and it takes 4 days, don't blame us. Blame the postman.
Don't blame the
Now you're going to get the government.
Postman,
We're blaming government institutions.
Blame somebody who didn't wash their hands.
Hoger, do we have anything else? I know you typically have the list up on you before we start our
I mean, I don't think we've missed anything.
Most of it's a bit of it was a slow-ish week. Most of the things.
I mean, if we want to do
tomorrow.
some rapid fire stuff right now, the Dead Space writer has talked about teasing a new game. We're not sure if it's the new Dead Space game. Nintendo accounts have been compromised, and God, what's that awful game? Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Breakpoint is finally putting in AI teammates in July. That's all that we had.
How many people got their stuff on Nintendo? Like, it's like, oh, Nintendo's like, yeah, I don't have anything on there. Like, you want to see a old email I don't use? That's fine. It's not like
that's where your feet pics are, though.
Whoa! Don't tell nobody. Like I'm saving them for the OnlyFans.
The feet pics on the go.
What is going on, man?
All right, so you guys know how we do it. Before we get up out of here, we have a game, a anime, a movie, one of the three, or all three, or two, whatever people want to have. We have one game or one of the things we would suggest for you guys to play. We're gonna go around a panel. Citizen Snips, what you got for this week?
Nothing new and crazy. I finally finished Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's pretty good. Kind of wish there was more of it. But aside from that, as far as something to play, man, I'm probably after the podcast, I'm about to play some Valorant. So if y'all haven't played Valorant yet, if you like FPSs, if you're a PC gamer, try some Valorant, man. It's giving me the old Counter-Strike vibes I used to love back in the day. So I highly recommend that to everybody, is what I'd say.
Okay, Dallas, what you got this week, bro?
Let's see. Given what's been going on, I've been on. Well, when I do get a chance to play, Mafia 3. It feels good right about now. That's all I'm saying.
Good one.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's a little repetitive, but repetition is the father of learning. So, there's that. Movie-wise, don't ask why, but since I'm in the command center right now, y'all watch Power Rangers. Go watch the old movie, like the Power Rangers movie where they like turn to ninjas and stuff. Like,
oh man, that was my joint, bro.
Go watch that.
I thought you were gonna say the new one. I was like, Rita Repulsa was the only one having fun in that movie.
That's next. Also, go watch the new one because, like, just because the fight scenes are fire. Say what you want, but watch like the martial arts scenes in the old ones, and yeah, they was flashy, but that was fun. Then watch the ones in the new ones. Somebody like was doing the fool with that choreography, so like it's worth another look. Anime wise, I don't think I have been watching much anime. I might have something for y'all. Hold on, think. I'm drawing a blank. I haven't been watching anime lately. Oh, actually, if you haven't seen it and you like My Hero style stuff, watch Soul Eater.
Soul Eater. Mm-hmm. That first opening for Soul Eater is still one of my favorite anime openings of all time.
Very, very dope. And yeah, so if you like shonen, it's up your alley.
McMillian.
Oh, you didn't forget me this time. Actually, I don't really have anything new this week on any front. I've just been playing through Doom 3 again and trying to finish up the last.
Is he still talking?
Yeah, he's still talking.
It sounded like you cut off mid-sentence, honestly.
Oh, did I? Oh, I know. I said I'm playing through Doom 3 again, and Just finishing up The Last of Us before Part 2 comes out.
I see a lot of people getting back into The Last of Us before Part 2 comes out. Like a lot of people. That's super dope. I'm not gonna play it again, but that's dope if everybody's doing that. Hugger, what we suggesting this week?
For anime, I would say either Kill la Kill or Ajin, Demi-Human. One is, I mean, they're both mature. So if you're not mature, which I don't know how I get away with watching it, definitely go watch those. They're both very different. One's a fan service comedy, that's Kill la Kill, and one is just a little dark and a little scary sometimes. For movies, and this is going to be a one out of left field, is the Barbie channel, who makes all the Barbie movies and stuff. They have uploaded every single movie they've made and put it on YouTube for free for you to watch. And if you think those movies are for, or even the Barbie house show is for kids, you're dead wrong, because they make so many jokes about Ken not having anything down there that makes me laugh. And then for games, all I've been playing is Yakuza Kiwami lately, so I can't suggest anything but Yakuza.
How would you even know about those Barbie movies?
Because, man.
Because she's a Barbie girl.
Barbie world.
Oh, man, god damn it.
I was like, somebody please.
Somebody was gonna do it.
Yo, before we get to Demi, I want to shout out to my man Kev in the chat. He said we're going to change the name to this podcast to the Floor Hugger Show.
No, please don't.
Accept the love, Floor Hugger. Accept the love.
No.
Half man, half God. What we got this week?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. For the game, I'm gonna recommend The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Played that last night. Really good game. Very, very strong narrative. A lot of walking.
Sound like a movie.
But it's really good. I enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed the horror, the puzzles, the mysteries. Loved it. Loved every second of it. For anime, I am going to recommend Hajime no Ippo. If you're into boxing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it very, very serious, but it takes what boxing should be legit. And for a movie, I am going to recommend Doctor Strange. Go watch that if you haven't watched the Marvel.
Yeah.
Underrated movie. Underrated Marvel fan. And our guest for this evening, Mr. Optimus Code. You got any game, anime, and or movie recommendations for the people out there?
Yeah, first, man, this has been bothering me all night. Dallas, are you a Cowboys fan, or is your name just Dallas by coincidence?
It's a coincidence, but I guess I'm sort of a Cowboys fan by default.
Your Cowboy Nation, let's go!
Oh, well,
Cowgirl Nation, stand up.
Man,
my
calm
recommendation is to go watch a Steelers game.
down. Oh, no. Where's the eject button? Ejectocito, cuz!
Man, yeah, I really like Antonio. Oh wait, no, I'm a huge fan of Le'Veon. Oh wait, no, hang on.
Ben Raplesberger.
Well, look,
We did an interview the other day, and Fame almost kicked me off for wearing a Patriots hat.
That's
Is he
facts,
that
though.
petty?
Patriots have
Is
no
he
place
really
here.
that petty?
I almost kicked you off for that meme you just dropped.
He's petty sometimes. He a petty girl.
Well, yeah. So anime for me, I mean, the first anime I watched was Speed Racer, 1,000 years ago, and it was fantastic. And then like life happened, and I had to be mature. And you couldn't really get it over here. Now I look up in the last like 10 years, and it's like anime everywhere. So I'm really just getting caught up on anime. Back in the 90s, I watched Ninja Scroll, and I haven't really seen much else except for The Last Airbender. We watched all of that. But lately, I've reached out on Twitter for some recommendations. So I started with Naruto, and like I almost quit watching it a few times because they keep pissing me off. But everybody keeps encouraging me to keep
From start
going.
up through the Chunin arc, it's great, and then after that, like you get some filler mixed in, and it's still a good show. But it's I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, so that's what
At least you can finish the anime.
Yeah. So I guess Naruto, I don't know, but probably everybody else has seen it but me. Game wise, I'm playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake. on
Nice.
PlayStation. On Xbox, we've been grinding in Minecraft Dungeons.
You're
Movie, I don't know. Like, it's easy for me to be entertained. I'm not like a movie snob. If it's got like one explosion in it, then I'm happy. So probably not gonna get no movie recommendations. That's about it.
so
You sure? Not even like last week I said Memoirs of the Geisha. So that was way out of left field.
That was fire. But yeah, so if you what was the last thing we watched? I think we watched that Just Mercy. That was the last thing we watched. It was pretty good.
That is good.
And kind of apropos based on the current world situation. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And go Steelers.
I have no anime this week. The movie I have suggestion is The Platform. It's on Netflix. You guys check it out. It's kind of messed
I
up.
didn't want to watch it.
Is that horror one?
I wouldn't call it a horror, but it's pretty messed up by these people in this prison and this platform. Like, starts at the top, and like the people at the top of the prison that get food, and people at the bottom, and like it's pretty messed up. And like you change spots every day. It's pretty good. Game one, I actually just picked it up. I'm not that far into it. It was actually pretty dope. I remember when I got my PS Viewer, I played a lot. No, it's Astrobot. I played the demo a lot, and that made me want to go pick this game up. So that is my recommendation. I actually dusted off that PSVR to use it for this, particularly for that game. So that's my recommendations for this week. I do want to get to the outros, but I want to ask one question that I did like from the chat. So when you do your outro, I want you to give your preference of 4K 30 or 2K 60. Starting up with the top left, the man with the clamps, Citizen Snips.
Never mind the outro. This question bothers me. All right, because there's two perspectives I'm going to approach this from. If I am talking like a RPG type game, something that's supposed to be visually stimulating and like prettyful to look at and interactive and all that jazz, I want 4K 30. But if I'm talking something competitive, a shooter, an FPS, something like that, frames. I'll take 2K 60 over that any day.
Everybody knows the Bulls was a good team, but they was nothing without Michael Jordan. Floor hugger.
What's up, y'all? Oh, should I do my little exit for Reggie?
Oh, yeah.
That I was doing last week. What's up? Hey, guys. We had a great show. Nico.
Oh, wait, not that. I meant don't do that.
I have no energy for that this week. Preference-wise, I agree with Snips. Am I going to fly through it and not pay attention to anything? Then it's going to be 60. Give me all those frames, 120. But if I'm going to sit there and look at it and like Red Dead where I'm going to stop and take photos and do all this stuff, give me that high fidelity, high beautiful, high quality. But I don't know. I've never been one of those that loses their minds with stuff like this either. So I'm the wrong person to ask.
Floor hugger may be the face of Level 1 Gaming, but this next man is the voice, the creator of the Level 1 Level Up track anthem, DallazMan.
Man, my preference is choice. Like, give me the choice to be able to switch back and forth. But like Hugger said, if I'm playing Red Dead, give me resolution. If I'm playing like Injustice or Mortal Kombat or something, give me frames.
You gotta be two something for this man to do something. Demi God.
Factual facts. And give me 2K60 for everything. I really don't care for 4K like that. I'm not a 4K guy. But if I'm really playing competitive, that 60 comes a long way. Mm-hmm. A long way.
This man will smack Cortana down as she keep on tripping. Spartan 117.
Honestly, I would rather have like 60 minimum for all situations, but so I agree with the 4K 30 for like big RPG games, stuff like that, and 60 minimum for shooter. Honestly, first person games in general
have to be 60.
Yeah.
They have to be 60. Last but not least, our guest tonight, which we hope we did not scare away, that we hope one day returns when he takes a break from doing everybody and a mama's podcast. Optimus Code.
Well, first let me say I think Demi owed me something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get an IOU because we talked about games, but no women and no wine. So I think he owed me one.
That's for his OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
I think he needs to start a secondary podcast. It's just called No Games But Women and Wine.
As far as, I mean, the question was kind of deceptive in my mind because it's not talking about the settings. So if it's like 4K 30 with ultra settings, or is it like
That's true. That's
2K
true.
with like
I assumed max
4K
settings.
medium? Okay, so ultra settings 4K. Yeah, then I'm gonna be with everybody else. If it's something where it requires reflexes, then I'm gonna want the frames. If it's something where I can be a little more relaxed and just be immersed in the world, then yeah, I'll probably take the resolution and the ultra settings. But I often go with lower resolution to get ultra settings and frames.
Yeah.
To everybody watching live, oh my bad, let me shut up.
Oh, especially, I know Demi can kind of get on this, and I know you, Code, can get on this. Is I've been playing a lot of older games. Right now, I'm playing on the Commodore 64 system, but I've been playing a lot of older games, and they don't got frames.
No.
Some of them have minutes per frames, so you just kind of gotta enjoy them. Especially those older systems. Oh my god! But yeah, you just enjoy the games of what it is. I mean, this debate of 1080, 2K, 4K. It's like I just don't care. The game could be beautiful, but be utter garbage, and it still won't matter to me. But if you give me a good game, even if it plays kind of horribly, I will, or looks horribly to these 4K people, then whatever. I don't care.
As long as they ain't 792p. As long as they ain't 792p. That's I'm okay with that.
Give me PTSD.
So, it's this thing that I got called the Real Gamer Protocol, which I'm gonna have to do another version of it and re-release it. But the first rule of the Real Gamer Protocol is real gamers prefer gameplay over graphics.
Factual.
And it's not to say that you don't value both, but you
know where it's at.
Put a premium, on gameplay over graphics. 100%.
Yo, for everybody who watched live, for everyone who watches later, whether on my channel, Level 1 Gaming channel, or if you watch through LV1Gaming.com, congratulations. You guys have leveled up to 111. This is the Double XP Podcast. We will be back next Wednesday talking games and more. It's going to be a hell of a show. Thank you once again to our host, to our guest, Optimus Cole, for coming through and dealing with our foolishness today. It's been real. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.